And she said to me, this is in the early 90s, Sister Marion, very liberal nun. So she said, you should read some Thich Nhat Hanh, and she gave me the book Path to Mindfulness, very much a Buddhist type thing. And so I read that, and then she gave me a variety of books on quieting your heart and mind and entering into silence. And then I started reading this in art. I have a quote on my studio door by James McNeill Whistler, and it says, creativity comes from a place of no mind, stillness. I gave a talk down in Phoenix about 2 years ago, 200 people out there, and also did this in Seattle for the one of their big art groups. And it was fun to do it because my mind used to race like crazy, and so I've been, the last 20 years, I've been trying to learn to go into silence every day for 15, 20 minutes and just breathe in, breathe out. I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. Tomorrow may not come, yesterday is gone. This is a sacred moment. And resist the temptation to start making a list in my head. I've got to go here, I've got to go there, I've got to do this and this and this. And you have to learn how to do that just like you have to get in shape. The mind is kind of like your body. The more thoughts we have racing through our head, the fatter our head is in terms of activity. It just gets so jammed. Literally, when you get so many thoughts in your head that it weighs 600 pounds, your head explodes and you end up in treatment because your mind is so out of control, like a little kid in a candy shop. In the book Eat, Pray, Love, remember that scene? In the middle of the night at the ashram, she doesn't think she can control her mind. She thinks of a quote from Jaws when the shark is chewing up her the boat. You know, if you saw that old movie, and she said, and I remember the quote. She said to herself, "I'm going to need a bigger boat." A bigger boat. In terms of mind, you need a bigger head. Too many thoughts. Even in the Samurai Warrior with Tom Cruise, he's this American, and he's up in the mountains trying to learn about the last samurai, about this samurai training, and he's trying to do all this stuff. And at one point, his guru says to him very quietly, he says, Tom Cruise says to him, he's in great shape, he's swinging the sword all over the place, he's very intense, and he turns to his master and he says, "What am I doing wrong?" And his master says, "Too many minds. Too many minds, too much thought, too much going on." Creativity in front of this group, 200 people, I stood there, looked at him for a second. Guy used to have panic attacks, and I might again. I don't know, you got to let go. I haven't had any for 20 years, but it's kind of like alcohol. You hope you don't do it again. But I looked at him and I said, creativity comes from silence. And I just stood there a second, everybody was completely quiet. And I said it one more time. And then I mentioned these books and the importance of creativity. If you want to bring this painting to a higher level, not going to happen when you're thinking, I got to get this thing finished because I got to pick my kids up at soccer, and then I got to get over to my yoga class. I got to get this done. When I'm pulling a major painting together that I worked on for a week or a month, I sometimes will schedule, make sure I've got 4 hours before I go into the studio. I've got 4 hours where nothing is on the calendar. I don't have to do anything. I don't have bills to pay. Nobody's going to come over. And then I take the phone off the hook. And then I walk into the studio and I look at the painting, and maybe it's been done for 3 days and I've been thinking about it. And I just sit there in silence. I don't have any music, nothing. I sit there and I let the painting talk to me. I just try to feel it. I try to just sense. Sometimes I'll just look at it for 5, 10 minutes, and I'll just sit there and try to keep my mind as quiet as I possibly can. This is where Hemingway goes when he finishes a book. This is where Mozart goes when he pulls a great symphony together. This is where Dante goes when he's trying to connect a huge masterpiece. You can't pull a great work of art together with this constant running mind, with this jam-packed schedule. It's just simply not going to happen. You might have fun. I always tell my students, you want to be good or you want to be happy? you can try to bring them together, but if you really want to make something good, there's a certain kind of a fasting, a discipline that's involved, and all of us have to weigh this. But in terms of painting, you know, having constant stuff going on is not good, and certainly not having a racing mind.